Hello, everybody. I am here today to talk about privilege. I have made a commitment since all of the events leading up to Black Lives Matter have come to the forefront again to go back into some readings that I have done over the course of many years and share those with and I've been trying to share some things. It can be a little overwhelming because it's very academic driven on my page. And I'm still learning how to best provide content to people. This is all new to me to do. But what I want to talk about and I want to share with everybody, not just with the people on my page, is some observations or some thoughts that I'm having with the readings that I'm doing. So the reading, Talking Past Each Other, Black and White Languages of Race. The author really talks about different events happening in which violence between whites and blacks continues. And so each decade, specific events happen that bring the mistreatment of blacks to the forefront. The event stays in the news for a little while, and then it just kind of goes away. Sometimes with changes made, although minimal, and many times without any change whatsoever. And so the author goes in to talk about in the 1960s, the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr., who was not liked by everybody. Obviously, there were people who hated him and did not believe in the message that he was trying to share. Emmett Till in 1955, so that was previous to Martin Luther King, but it was another killing of a Black person by whites that was brought to the mainstream. And he was 14 years old. Again, Rodney King in 1992 brought Black on white violence. Right now, it's police brutality that is a focus for Black Lives Matter. And for myself as a white person, I'm trying really hard to make sure that I am informing myself about these events that have continued to happen in history. And so progress has been made to address things, but not everything. And so what I want you guys to think about is how can we make sure that this stays in the forefront for a while and that we actually do something about it. I made a call to friends a couple of days ago about making sure that you contact your local, state, and federal representatives to share in the fact that we are allies and that we want to see change that addresses the systemic inequalities that exist. And so I want you as a person or as a white person, I want you to take some time and really think about, what biases you may have. So implicit biases you may have. The overt biases or overt racism is easy to spot. The implicit racism or the daily things that we do that make life easy for us as white people, how do those things connect or compare, contrast to the lives of Black people? And I'm not asking for Black people to chime in unless they would like to, because this is more of a growth of, I'm a white person who recognize that there are inequalities and inequities in a system that is only built to support the cultural needs of whites and not the cultural needs of people of color. So please take some time this weekend and think about maybe any implicit biases you may have. If that is not something you're comfortable with, I'm going to ask that you watch, some of the feel-good movies. Remember the Titans, Jackie Robinson. There's lots of different movies that are feel-good movies, but it would be a really good idea to maybe watch those movies through a different lens. So watch the movie while looking for overt and implicit racism. And how do those different actions maybe connect or compare to either actions that you have made or choices that other people around you have made. And so this is a growth that takes time. It's a process. It's not going to all happen in one day. It's taken me 20 years of growth, and I still feel like I have more to do. But that is my call to you today in reference to the ongoing atrocities or tensions or violence that is called black on white, white on black violence. So please try and look at your implicit or overt racism. Now is not a time to say that you do not see color. I made that mistake years ago, thinking that I was doing so, and that would solve some problems, but that is not the case. I wish you all well, and I wish you to grow and process through the things that are really hurting people right now so that we can do better. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend.